Welcome to my full ship tour of MSC Preziosa. In this video today, I am taking you on a full tour of this cruise ship, showing you every single venue on board, starting from the bottom and working our way all the way up to the top. If you enjoy this video today and if you find it useful, then please do support my channel by clicking both the thumbs up and the subscribe buttons. And let us begin our tour today at the very heart of the ship, in the main atrium. Welcome on board and welcome to MSC Preziosa's main atrium. You'll find the main atrium on this cruise ship spanning primarily across decks 5, 6 and 7, with each of these decks having venues that look directly into this space. As we progress through our tour today, I'll be showing you every single one of these venues, so be sure to stay tuned. The main atrium is one of the most bustling parts of the ship well into the night, thanks to the live entertainment that takes place in here most of the day and well into the night. This is also where you'll find the stunning Swarovski crystal staircases, which provide you with the perfect backdrop for your very typical MSC Cruises photograph. Down on the bottom deck of the main atrium, that's deck 5, you're going to find Preziosa Bar. This is the main bar space for this area of the ship, is the perfect place to relax with a book during the day or relax with a few drinks and some friends in the evening. At the other end of the main atrium is where you'll find reception or guest services, so if you need anything at all during your cruise, this is where you can come and the team here should be happy to help. My top tip is always to try and register your payment method to your cruise card as early as you can during the cruise. That prevents things like payment freezes as you go on, and you actually don't even have to speak to a member of staff to do that. You can find the cruise card activation machines by reception or guest services. We're now in our first dining venue of our tour today. This is the Golden Lobster, which is one of the included or complimentary dining rooms. The Golden Lobster spans across decks 5 and 6, and certainly packs a punch from an interior design point of view. I really love how different this is to anything I've seen on a cruise ship before. I'll tell you more about dining on board Preziosa later in this video. The next venue on our tour today is the Platinum Theatre, which you'll find all the way at the very front of the ship on decks 5, 6 and 7. The main entrance for this venue is on deck number 6, and that means that you will enter the theatre at the top of one of these staircases that you can see in your shot at the moment. There are then further entrances down on deck number 5, and there's also a mezzanine up on deck number 7, which I'll take you to shortly. If you're watching this video and wondering how accessible this venue is, then there is a ramp directly at the entrance, and there are also accessible seats clearly labelled using these red backrest covers over the chairs. Here's the view from upstairs in this theatre. There are multiple shows each evening on an MSC cruise, and you'll also find quite a lot of events taking place during the day in here. It's worth keeping an eye on your daily schedule so that you don't miss out. If you are lucky enough to be staying as a guest in the MSC Yacht Club, then you can look forward to enjoying your reserved seats here on deck number 7. Leaving the main theatre using the main entrance on deck number 6 will then result in you being in the Millennium Star Casino. The casino on board MSC Preziosa does have a wide range of table games, electronic games and also slot machines. So whatever you're looking for in here, I'm optimistic that you should be able to find it. At the point of my cruise, the casino floor was smoking permitted, with a small non-smoking section over to one side. If we now continue our journey towards the back of the ship, the next venue that you find is the first video game arcade. I'll show you another one later in the tour. Next up, here's the Phoenician Plaza. This plaza houses one of the onboard cafes or coffee shops, and it does offer you a nice central space in the ship to relax with a coffee during the day. You'll find a number of different shops in here too, which I'll show you shortly. There's also an ice cream bar, so if you would like a cone or a cup, this is where you can come to satisfy that craving. Let's now look at some of the shopping boutiques. You'll find a range of shopping boutiques all around this plaza, and as you also continue walking towards the back of the ship, think handbags, think t-shirts, think clothes, think jewellery, think duty-free. There is a lot of shopping to be done on this ship. My top tip, if you are a bit of a shopper and you are planning to cruise with MSC Cruises, is to find out as early in the cruise as possible when the special events are. For example, you might find that during your cruise, on one day only, everything in the perfume shop might be 15 or maybe even 20% off. If you know in advance when all those special events are going to be, you can make sure that you know what you're going to buy and you secure the best possible price. There's also a duty-free shop here in case you've forgotten anything that you would like to use in your room, or if you'd like to buy, for example, some alcohol to take home with you at the end of your cruise. Next, here's the excursions office. If you are looking to book a shore excursion, then the team here will be more than happy to help. Next door to the excursions desk is where you'll find La Caramella. La Caramella is MSC Preziosa's onboard candy store. Whether it be hard candy, gummy sweets, or maybe even bars of chocolate that you're looking for, you'll find them right in here. It's worth remembering that the stores on board the ship, generally speaking, can't open while the ship is docked in port, so you do have to wait until the ship's sailing before you can do any shopping. Directly across the hall, you'll find Diamond Bar. As you can maybe tell, Diamond Bar does look down into that main atrium space where we started our tour, and it's one of the main bar venues on Deck 6. Diamond Bar is also home to MSC Future Cruise. This is where you can come to take advantage of any Future Cruise offers by booking your next cruise while you're on your current one. Next, here's Larabesque. This is another of the included or complimentary dining venues on board the ship. Isn't it funny how different this venue is to the Golden Lobster, which I showed you earlier? It's so impressive how they've designed all of these so uniquely. One of the best things about Larabesque has got to be the panoramic windows, because here you are all the way at the very back of the ship. We've now moved up one deck, meaning that we're on deck number 7. All the way at the very back of this deck is where you'll find the Safari Lounge, which is one of the onboard lounges which also turns into a bit of a show bar in the evening. During the day, you can expect typical sea day activities to be taking place in here, for example, trivia, maybe a dance lesson, things like that. But in the evening, this place really will come alive. During my cruise, this is where the legendary White Party was hosted, and there wasn't a single seat to be had. This venue is one that does change vibe during the day. It's fascinating to just pop in here and see what's on. As you leave the Safari Lounge behind and now begin walking towards the front of the ship, the next venue you find is the onboard photo shop. If you use the photography team Onboard Preziosa to take your picture at any point during your cruise, this is where you can come to view it and also to make any purchases. This is also the part of the ship where you're going to find Butcher's Cut, which is the first of the speciality dining venues on our tour today. Butcher's Cut is by far my absolute favourite speciality dining venue from MSC Cruises. This is the steakhouse on board, and you'll find Butcher's Cut across the fleet. I would really recommend the tasting menu in here, and be sure to sign up to the MSC Voyagers Club, which is the loyalty programme, when you take your cruise, because as you work your way up in the loyalty programme, you'll unlock things like complimentary speciality dinners in here, so it's well worth it. Next, here's La Locanda, which is another speciality venue on the ship. Here, you can come and enjoy things like wines, beers or cocktails, and the bar here is exactly the same as all of the other bars. Where this turns into a bit of a speciality item is that you can order bespoke pizzas from a real pizza oven. Again, totally worth it. Now, we're here on the top floor of that main atrium, and this is where you'll find a number of shopping boutiques. Here, you've got a jewellery store, and you've also got the MSC logo shop there as well. Next up is the Green Sacks. The Green Sacks was, very unexpectedly, one of my favourite venues on the whole ship. This place was home to some light music early evening, but as the night went on, this is where karaoke took place, and it was so much fun. This is also where you'll find the Sports and Bowling Diner. This venue is, as the name suggests, the Onboard sports bar, so if you are missing your favourite sports team while you're cruising, come in here and ask the team if they'll be streaming whatever event it is, whether it be football, soccer, rugby, during your cruise. You'll also find the bowling alley here. Yes, that's right, the bowling alley. Games here are billable to your room account, so it's not included in your cruise fare. All you have to do is scan your room key on the machine to get started. As you then continue towards the front of the ship from the diner, the next area that you pass through is the art gallery. Now this is an interesting art gallery because there's not a huge amount of cruise ship art in here, and it's also not really its own venue. It's very much in the elevator lobby itself. You'll find a number of really cool statues. It is interesting to go and have a look at this during your time on board. Next up is the El Dorado Piano Bar. The piano bar on board Preziosa is directly above the casino, so it is worth bearing in mind that that casino does permit smoking, or it did while I was on board. I really did like this space. I enjoyed it during the day because it was so light and airy, and I also enjoyed it at night to come down, have a glass of wine while listening to the live piano music playing. It was a really relaxing space. Deck number 7 is also home to MSC Preziosa's promenade deck. If you've followed me for a while, you will know that I love a promenade deck so that I can get some outside space and some outside fresh air while I'm on the ship. One thing that I did find fascinating was that there was a dog station out here, so if you are travelling with perhaps a comfort companion or a support animal, then this might be very useful to you. Decks 8 through to 13 are exclusively passenger cabins, and that means that we're now on deck 14 to look at our next venue. Welcome to the MSC Aurea Spa. The spa on board MSC Preziosa consists of a salon, treatment rooms, a juice bar, a fitness centre, and also a thermal suite, all of which I'm going to show you over the next few minutes. The salon here is perfect to relax, get your hair done and unwind while you're cruising, and what an incredible view to get from these windows. I particularly enjoy the fact that all of these treatment areas here have huge mirrors allowing you to see the ocean from wherever your treatment is being completed. If you would rather relax and unwind in the comfort and privacy of a private treatment room, then don't worry. MSC Preziosa has you covered. To find out what's available in here and to pick up a full price list, just speak to the spa team after you embark the ship. You'll also find the MSC Aurea Spa juice bar here. If you do like a smoothie first thing in the morning or maybe after one of your treatments, then that might be the place for you. And that juice bar looks directly into the onboard fitness centre. You'll find the fitness centre on MSC Preziosa all the way at the very front of the ship. The real benefit to this location is that it allows you to get some of the most incredible views from the floor-to-ceiling windows that wrap around this entire room. Amazing, isn't it? There's also a fitness studio in here, so if you would like to continue, for example, your yoga or your Pilates routine while you're at sea, then that shouldn't be a problem. Use of the fitness centre is entirely included in your cruise fare, but classes do come with an additional charge. You can find out which classes are available or book them on the ship by visiting this desk here. Now, let's look at my favourite part of this spa complex, and that is the thermal suite. In here, you have got such a wide variety of different scents and flavours of saunas and steam rooms. I don't think I've ever seen such a range before. It's so impressive. My favourite is after you come out the sauna and you come in here. Yes, this is an ice room on a cruise ship where they make ice for you to cool yourself down. Leaving the MSC Aurea Spa behind, the next space on board the ship to show you is the indoor pool. The indoor pool on here is very impressive. You've got the large pool in the centre of the room with 3 raised hot tubs, 2 on one side and 1 on the other. All around this pool area, you'll find dancing fountains, water features, water jets. It is really cool and there's so much here going on. This is where you can check out a pool towel or a blanket, but be sure to return that to avoid any additional charges going onto your cruise account. At this end of the pool, you'll find a pool bar, so if you would like to grab your favourite drink and relax, you're not going to have to go too far. There's an upper level here too. Upstairs, you'll find lots of seating. You'll also find things like table tennis and pool and snooker up here, and all of this is underneath a large retractable roof. So if the weather is playing ball, they'll be able to open that, but if it is on the colder side, that can stay closed, unlocking this space to be used. Next, welcome to the Aqua Park. This is the main pool deck and sun deck on board MSC Preziosa. Personally, I was really surprised and impressed by the feeling of space out here. I should add that I was cruising on here at the height of winter, so that's why during the day, the swimming pools and the hot tubs aren't being used, and it's also why it looks relatively grey in a lot of these shots. At this end of the pool deck, you'll find 2 bars. You'll also find the ice cream shop here, so if you'd like to get a cone or a cup, but you don't want to go all the way down to the plaza I showed you earlier, this is where you can come. At the back of the ship, you'll find the onboard buffet, or should I say, both of the onboard buffets. Interestingly, there is an Inca and a Maya buffet restaurant. One is in front of the other on the deck plan, but to be honest, it's very difficult to know which one you're in because both venues just roll into each other. So I would just treat this as there is one onboard buffet. You can see from all of these shots that there's an incredibly high cover count in here. I was very happy to see these raised bar stools. As a solo traveller, this meant that I didn't have to take up a whole table. I could come in, find a space for one, eat my breakfast or eat my lunch, and then make my way back outside. You've got lots of great views all around the back area of the ship here, and if you would like complimentary tea, coffee, juices during mealtimes, or water and ice, this is where you can come. Let's now move to look at the third, yes, the third swimming pool on board MSC Preziosa. This is the garden pool, which you'll find all the way at the very back of the ship, up on deck number 15. Remember, I was cruising on this ship during winter, and it was a particularly foggy day when I was able to come out here to capture this pool with nobody in it. You can imagine these views if it were a clear sunny day, or maybe even if you were in the Caribbean. It would be stunning. You've also got the garden bar up here, which is a great place to come if you want to be outside with your favourite drink without having to go to one of the main bars downstairs and bring it up with you. This is also the part of the ship that you'll find the dedicated MSC Yacht Club restaurant, La Palmerie. With MSC Yacht Club, you'll often find that the exclusive restaurant is within the locked-off compound at the very front of the ship, so this was a little different for me to find that restaurant all the way at the back. It was a really beautiful space, it was themed lovely, and in comparison to the large-scale dining rooms downstairs which I showed you earlier, it is a far more intimate dining experience. In the middle of the ship, on deck number 15, you're going to find some of the main entrances to the kids' clubs. Kids' clubs on an MSC cruise are broken down by age. For example, if you are travelling with children under 3, then they would be welcome in the baby club. The mini club is for 3 to 6, so on and so forth. I'll show you more of the children's venues later in this tour. Now, welcome to the MSC Yacht Club, the private exclusive suite-only area at the very front of the ship. This is where those who are fortunate enough to be staying in the most exclusive and most premium accommodation on board can look forward to spending time. Let me show you the Top Sail Lounge. The Top Sail Lounge is the primary venue at the very front of the ship, on deck number 15. Here, you can look forward to relaxing in one of these sofas, reading a book during the day, or maybe enjoying some of the live entertainment that takes place at night. You'll also find a buffet available here all during the day with a fully staffed bar. On the top deck is where you'll find the private MSC Yacht Club Sun Terrace. Here, you've got an outdoor buffet, so you can have snacks, you've got a bar, and you've got your own swimming pool. We're now up on deck number 16 of the ship, so almost at the very top. And I'd now like to show you the Galaxy Lounge restaurant and club, which is one of the most unusual venues on this cruise ship. Here is the Galaxy Club, which, as the name suggests, is the onboard nightclub. During the day, I didn't find anything taking place up here during my cruise, but at night, it was a totally different story. This place could keep you dancing well into the night, if you so wished, with the entertainment up here going until 2 o'clock in the morning and sometimes even later. What makes this place unusual is that this is also home to the Galaxy Restaurant, which is the Asian fusion and sushi restaurant. I was so surprised to find a restaurant blended with a nightclub offering a dinner with music dining experience. It was very, very unusual. Looking out of this venue, you get some incredible views over the pool deck. I absolutely love that. This venue is also directly next door to Sky and Stars, which is the function space on board Preziosa. If you are looking to have a function on board, or maybe even get married on this cruise ship, then this is probably where you'll do that. This function room does have a great location. Imagine having your private event here and then moving through to the restaurant for your meal afterwards. It would feel like a pretty closed-off experience, which is rare for a large cruise ship event. This part of the ship is also home to the second of 2 video game arcades. If you remember, I showed you the first earlier down by the casino. This is the second, again all billable to your cabin account. This is also where you'll find the MSC Formula Racer, which is the racing simulator in partnership between MSC Cruises and Formula 1, and also the 4D Cinema. The 4D Cinema was a fantastic venue. If you are looking for something very different to do during your cruise, then let me point you in the direction of this attraction. This is also where you'll find Graffitis, which is the onboard disco venue for children. If you are travelling with young ones, you'll find all during the day there will be events taking place in here, and at night this will turn into a later disco lounge, allowing you the ability to drop off your children here in safe hands, being looked after by the onboard crew, while you enjoy the facilities elsewhere on the ship. At the very back of the ship, on deck number 16, you'll find the Brezza Marina, which is one of the sun decks on the ship. This is entirely publicly accessible, so this isn't private or exclusive or payable to enter. Remember, I was on board during winter, but if you were on during the spring, summer or autumn seasons and the sun was out, these loungers would be readily available to use. You'll also find a number of small hot tubs here, but it is worth remembering they're a lot smaller here than what they are elsewhere on board. This is also where you're going to find the Doremi Castle, in other words, the kids' water park. This place must be great during the summer months. There are fountains, jets, waterfalls, and the whole floor area here would be filled with water. It might be difficult to visualise now, but imagine you were here with your kids, they're coming down that water slide and having fun in the sun. It is a really great space on board. If you are, like me, a lover of shuffleboard, then you can come and play that right here. If you decide to book the Aurea experience as part of your MSC cruise, then you can look forward to spending time here at Top 18. Top 18 is an exclusive solarium reserved to be used only by those travelling under the Aurea experience. In here, you've got day beds, sun loungers, sofas, a huge hot tub, and some of the best views available on board, overlooking the entire front area of the ship. Stunning, isn't it? I really hope you've enjoyed this video today. If you have, then please do support my channel by clicking both the thumbs up and the subscribe buttons and come and join me over in this video. In this video, I share with you 15 things that you must think about if you're planning to cruise right here on MSC Preziosa.